You know,
Hello everyone. So something a little bit embarrassing happened here. Unfortunately, I had my mic turned off for the entirety of this episode. So yeah, that's something that happened. So I'm doing this audio in post, and hopefully I'm not too loud. The subtitles are on, so worst case scenarios, you guys can just read what's going on there. I don't have the audio playing in my headphones because for some reason it doesn't play while you're doing narration recordings for Movie Maker, which is annoying. Yeah, I'm still using Movie Maker. My next big expense is going to be proper editing software. But we'll get to that when we get to that. So, what's going on here is that we've arrived on Dxun. Right now, we're talking about its history, kind of. Well, Kreia, Atten, and the Exile, which is us, Mitra Surik, are discussing what's going on here. Unfortunately, I don't think I was able to get the part of the cutscene where we're going over Onderon into any of my videos. Recording this series has honestly just been a major headache. So unfortunately, yeah, none of that. But basically what happened is we go to land into Onderon spaceport, and unfortunately there's a little bit of a blockade going on, or at least a bit of a waiting line to get to the spaceport. And as a result, we're identified as the Ebon Hawk, despite the fact that we changed our transponder signatures in Nar Shaddaa to specifically avoid this problem. But regardless, so we've been identified as the Ebon Hawk, and for whatever reason, the Onderon government is like, you know what, let's shoot them out of the sky. So they start shooting at us. We take cover by going to the nearby moon, Dxun, and then we move on. And then we have some minor issues we need to have repaired. Nothing too substantial. No substantial damage done to the ship. So that's not a problem. Here I'm just talking about the fact that how last time I talked about how we don't really have like a Jedi Guardian on our team. We totally do. Bao-Dur is a Jedi Guardian. Totally forgot about that. So that was a little weird. But yeah, so what was I saying? Oh yeah, so the space battle continues. Once one person fires shots, everybody starts firing shots. While we go take cover on the planet below, start fixing up a little bit of minor repairs, and then we decide to, you know, go out exploring. And I apparently spent a lot of time in the character select screen. I apologize for that. Man, watching these back is like really odd. I can't say that I've ever watched one of my own videos all the way through, especially with the voiceover. But yeah. So we've got Mira all equipped as a Jedi now. We've got the Disciple all equipped. He's even wielding the dual-bladed lightsaber that we found, that I'm pretty sure doesn't work for the training thing that I can do with Kreia. At least from what I've read online, you need 3 normal lightsabers, which is kind of a pain in the butt, but whatever. So yeah. Although now that I think about it, and actually I'm just realizing this right now, couldn't I take Kreia's walking stick off of her, swap out the crystal, and that would turn it into a normal lightsaber? I'm pretty sure that would work. Well, now I feel like an idiot. Okay, well, I'll look into that next episode, if I recall. I may not, which would be embarrassing. If I do forget in the next episode, please spam it to me, like, incessantly. I do not want to miss that opportunity, because that would hopefully unlock, I'm pretty sure that unlocks the ability to get my companions to build their own lightsabers, thanks to one of the mods I have installed, which Kreia's walking stick is actually part of. So right now we're just basically going through the jungle. We've got these animals. This is the first time I can think of that we encountered two factions, or in a gameplay sense, two factions fighting each other while we're also in the mix. So basically the presence of three different factions. I don't know that you see that a lot on this in Knights of the Republic in general. As far as I can think of, you're never at war with two different... Well, actually, that's not true. With the Sandral and Metales, if it goes out into an all-out fight, you can fight both sides, I'm pretty sure. Okay, so yeah. But Knights of the Republic 2, I don't believe we've run into that scenario before. Actually, no, that's not true. There was a part on Telos where we fought against... What was it? We fought against... there were people on the planet, raiders. Were they Mandalorians? I don't know that they were Mandalorians. I think they were just random mercenaries. And I think we lured some animals into the fight, and then... Yeah, I think that's what we did. So, I stand corrected.
The space battle is still going on.
But anyways, I was talking about that during this episode when I was recording it with my microphone turned off.
That ship may have landed nearby.
So...
Or it may be on the other side of the...
Now that I'm not distracted by playing, I guess I'm thinking a little bit more clearly. So Aden's getting the fix shipped up. The ship fixed up, my apologies. And we're coming across some old Republic ships that have crashed during the Mandalorian Wars. Some more of these little cat monster thingies here. Malabars or something like that. I can't really make out the text on the screen right now. It's a super small window, but I think it's something to that effect. So yeah, so I really like the path that this story takes. So you start out going to Telos, which is a place that the Exile has like no knowledge of, right? Like she's been out on the Outer Rim forever, and then she comes back, and you know, Telos has been devastated. Telos was like a huge part of the Republic, right? And it was just devastated by Malak during the Jedi Civil War, and she left immediately following the Mandalorian Wars, right? So like news like that didn't necessarily make it all the way out there. Maybe she had heard of it. But the dialogue options you're given kind of make it seem like that's not the case. So you start out on Telos, which is like something that she had no involvement in. And then you go to Nar Shaddaa or any of the planets. Let's just say Nar Shaddaa. So you go to Nar Shaddaa, which is like home of the refugee sector, which admittedly they don't really put that much time into it, but it's just the idea of like, this is what people are living in after two wars happened, right? The Mandalorian Wars happened, and then the Jedi Civil War happened. And it's like, yeah, the galaxy is like recovering from like really bad wounds right now. Wounds that were not intended to be as bad as they were. Like Telos was never supposed to happen. For anyone who doesn't know, Revan, during the Mandalorian Wars, fell to the Sith, as everybody knows. And then he came back and he started waging war on the Republic under the new Sith Armada, powered by the Starforge, which we saw in Knights of the Republic 1. However, Revan was not... His attack on the Republic was very well coordinated to ensure that it kind of bolstered the Republic. He avoided like crucial military targets.
I'm listening.
Let's move out.
He avoided crippling the Republic in any way, shape, or form. Instead, he just basically focused them to the battlefield, which he hoped would, you know, survival of the fittest. It would bring out the best and strongest of the Republic, and so on and so forth. He was basically getting the Republic to a point where they were strong enough to face another threat that would be coming up later. Anyone familiar with the Old Republic MMO, Revan was basically trying to prepare the Republic for the return of the true Sith Empire. Which took a little bit longer than he expected, I guess. Because I believe the Old Republic MMO takes place 400 years after the Old Republic, these games. Is it 400 or 200? It's at least a couple hundred, I think.
That's another one for me.
I think. Maybe I should fact check that. I do have my browser open on my other thing. So let's see if that is in fact the case. So let's go with the Old Republic.
You thinking what I'm thinking? These jungles are
The Old
filled
Republic.
with long, narrow paths. Dumb beasts
Star
will
Wars
just
The Old
keep
Republic.
charging at you.
300
This is perfect for
years.
mine. If the carcasses were worth anything, you could make a
Okay, I
fortune.
just saw it and then I lost it. 300 years after the events of the Knights of the Republic games. There you go. And still 3,600 years before the events of the movies. So a long time ago. In a galaxy far, far away. So yeah. Revan's plan was basically to get a battle-hardened Republic force ready to take on the return of the true Sith. Unfortunately, his apprentice knocked him out, took over his title, and Revan lost his memories. So that plan didn't go as planned, because he didn't let Malak in on that secret. Malak was too far fallen to the dark side for him to trust. So yeah.
So you have to do without me for a while. I know, you're crushed.
So here I managed to reactivate some droids to help us fight through the jungle, I guess. And they're doing pretty well. I managed to detonate them and then also repair them, which is pretty awesome. Okay, now the Zug brothers are back. So some of the bounty hunting Duros that we met on Nar Shaddaa, none too happy to see us. Got shot down during the space battle. Serves them right. So we're gonna get one more droid online. So glad I invested in the repair skill. It's a lot of experience for us. Granted, I could just have brought along a droid to do that for us, but meh. This works just fine. So here's the Zug brothers coming out to us. Not giving us much chance in whether or not we fight to the death or not, but
Zug brothers.
I just said
Sorry,
or not
but this
twice.
one's my
Redundancy,
bounty.
I
So keep those
apologize.
weapon barrels pointed down.
So yeah, the Republic in the state that it is now, thanks to Malak, not what was intended, and then thanks to the Sith Triumvirate,
And very dead.
it's even worse, man. Revan totally dropped the ball on all this stuff when he let his apprentice take him out.
Sweet talk isn't gonna make
Should have
me
been a
change my
little
mind
bit,
about
should have done a better job of not just pretending to be a Sith, but actually being a Sith, and he would have seen that coming. Although one thing that admittedly he did do is he certainly bolstered the Mandalorians. They are stronger than they've ever been, and although they might be scattered, there's a chance that they could prove useful, and we'll get to that later. But right now, we are kicking bounty hunter butt. And I learned after recording this episode that bounty hunter encounter there is actually a chance to get an influence point with Mira, which I wish I would have known ahead of time. Would have saved me a lot of time, like digging through dialogue to try and figure out how to squeeze out every single point that I could.
You have left me an opening!
Now, I remember being on Dxun being the first planet I went to on my first playthrough of Knights of the Republic after Telos, and crafting a lightsaber from parts that you find eaten by the local fauna. Now, I couldn't remember if it was the Canox that I scavenged these parts from, or if it was from the green beasts. Either way, yeah, I just couldn't recall it, so I was rambling about that for a little bit in the video.
You let the ship escape.
Now we have a cutscene back on the ships above Onderon. They're just talking about how they lost sight of us and that we got away, and they are just, you know, incompetent at their jobs, and we are so much better than them.
Alert me immediately. Now get out of my sight.
And now they're looking to get rid of us for motives yet unseen, unknown.
That's another one from
And then when we come to this area of the jungle, I'm like, okay, we're still fighting Canox, so maybe it was Canox that had the sabers. Yeah. Honestly, I don't know. And I doubt we'll be finding lightsabers in Canox bellies during the playthrough. Then we come up on some more HK units. Oh my god. So many annoying HK units.
Unnecessary observation. Targets
Imposters.
acquired. Annoying recitation. Let us proceed.
Oh, I just realized I missed a huge opportunity. Okay, next time, I believe we haven't encountered them on Dxun yet, if I'm not mistaken. They weren't in the temple, were they? They might have been. I don't think they were. No, I don't think we saw HKs in Dxun yet. Okay. So, on Dxun, I'm going to bring HK-47 with me when we hopefully encounter those HK droids. Fingers crossed. I would love to have him with us when we take out one of those groups. I gotta try to remember that. Gotta try to remember that. Because I'm pretty sure there's some decent dialogue when that happens.
Watch it, Jedi. There's a body over there.
So there's a dead Mandalorian.
Fresh kill, too. I can't figure the percentage in them still being on this rock.
And some impenetrable
Most
doors.
Mandalorians I know are mercenaries, and not the cheap kind.
And
Whoever
we
hired
gotta
him
find
had
our way
good
through it
reason to
here.
send him to this jungle.
Mira's talking to
There may
us.
be more of them around.
I
Keep your
don't
weapon
recall
charged.
about what. Poor sucker, probably. She's not particularly fond of the Mandalorians. Not fond of the Jedi either. Well, she wasn't until we fixed that problem. We got a level up, which was nice. I think I went for charisma here, if I'm not mistaken. I know I mulled it over for a while, whether I go between wisdom, charisma, or strength. But I do remember, I do think I went for, yeah, I went for charisma. Cool. Decent memory. Yeah, almost went for awareness there, and then I clued in. And I think here I go for the maxed out team attack stat, if I'm not mistaken. Yep, there we go. So now we have better bonuses when attacking the same target as an opponent, or as a fellow teammate. And then force powers, I believe, yeah, I go for whatever that ability is called. I keep forgetting. Force breach. Yeah, force breach. I'm pretty sure that's what it's called. I think in the old game it was called something different. I think it was area of suppression, and I think it was suppression and area of suppression. Maybe I'm wrong. Actually, now that I'm saying that out loud, I don't think that I'm right. Alright, then we come up on this little camp with some familiar sigils on it. And we see some shimmering and Mandalorians.
Great, just what we needed.
A camp of Mandalorians who demand that we see their leader.
What are you doing here?
For once, I'm not the one saying, take us to your leader. Instead, they're like, yeah, no, come along. And, yeah, I have no problems going to meet their leader. I'm curious. We're not at war anymore. That's something else I talk about in the video, when I was recording. Is that, I like the Mandalorians' mindset in that they're never resentful of people who beat them in combat. Like, the Mandalorians don't hate the Jedi for beating them in the Mandalorian Wars. They respect them quite a lot. And we heard that a lot with Canderous. The way he talked about Revan. He was like, nope, yeah, we were bested. We were bested by the best. Just being allowed to fight that man was a great honor. It's like, well, wow. If this is how well you guys speak of your losses, then, you know, you're not as meat-headed as some people would probably say. Certainly not as brash as the Iridonians, and nowhere near as prideful as the Achani. So, you know, good on ya.
So you're the intruder.
And now we're introduced to Mr. Mandalore, leader of the Mandalorians. Anyone who's not familiar, Mandalore is a title that is passed down from leader to leader. It is also the name of their home planet. For anyone who hasn't seen the Clone Wars cartoon, or did Canderous ever talk about Mandalore, the planet? I don't think he did. I don't know that any fights actually took place on Mandalore. Maybe they did. I don't recall. I can't say that I know the Mandalorian Wars extraordinarily well. I know about Dxun. I know about what was that place where
the beasts also help us keep our edge.
Okay, maybe I don't know. I know about Malachor 5. And what else do I know about?
It so happens I have a small shuttle that's more than
that might be it.
capable of
I might know where the Mandalorian Wars started and ended. Not very much of the middle. I don't know that they actually reference any planets by name, now that I think about it.
Figure it out yourself. Ask
Okay.
around.
Well,
See if you can make yourself useful,
regardless.
or something that'll show what you're made of.
So we're striking a deal with Mandalore here, trying to get ourselves a shuttle up to the planet, to Onderon, in exchange for helping out around the camp, proving ourselves worthy.
We were preparing some demolition work. All the activity forced my men to
And
stop
we'll see how that goes.
The charges need to be detonated before anybody
I forgot how much different Mandalore's armor was from your stock Mandalorians. Like, during the initial recording here, I was like, oh wow, yeah, it's kind of a lot different. So I believe in
We were trying
the...
to uncover the entrance to a hidden cache of old Mandalorian equipment.
Well, no, it's not canon anymore. In the Legacy? Star Wars Legacies, is that what it's called now? In modern time, or in, let's see, the current era of the movies, I believe that Mandalore is the title currently held by Boba Fett in, like, the novels and all the stuff that was put around this time. I don't know if that's still the case. I think they might have
stopped until the space
they
traffic
might have
dies down.
not brought that
Challenging
cannon
distance
back.
clear from
They
the
might have left
area.
that in Legacy.
What's left might still be too much for you.
They just brought back Thrawn into the official canon, which
All
is
scouts
pretty
reporting.
interesting. Thrawn was an interesting character because a lot of people love the character, but not a lot of people enjoyed some of the stuff that they introduced during that period, like the little ferret lizards that block the Force. It just seems like a stupid concept. So understandably, not a lot of people were big fans of that. But yeah, I think we're nearing the end of the episode here, so I'm going to do my sign-off. So thank you all for watching. I hope you've enjoyed all that fun stuff, as always. If you did enjoy it, please consider leaving a like or a comment. Any and all feedback is always very much appreciated. Helps me out a ton, and I do always love hearing from you guys. Next time, we will be helping out around the camp, seeing what needs to be done, doing all that kind of fun stuff. But yeah, I'll see you guys then, and bye for now. Or yeah, bye for now.